Big news coming out this morning for Steelers fans, and it's all about Aaron Rodgers. The saga might finally be reaching its conclusion within the next few hours or days. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the New York Giants, retirement, or even waiting for another opportunity. Rodgers' decision is imminent, and things are heating up fast. Reports indicate that the Minnesota Vikings have officially informed Rodgers they will not be pursuing him in free agency, eliminating one of the major possibilities that had been holding up his decision. For weeks, speculation suggested Rodgers was waiting for clarity from the Vikings, who boast a strong roster, an excellent coaching staff, and a well-built offensive and defensive line. However, that door is now closed, meaning Rodgers' choices have significantly narrowed. The Vikings were an appealing option, considering their 14-win season and aggressive moves in free agency, adding key defensive linemen like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave while also strengthening their offensive line with Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. But despite the speculation, they have decided to stick with J.J. McCarthy as their future quarterback, at least for now. Some reports suggest that the Vikings could reconsider Rodgers later in the offseason if McCarthy's rehab doesn't go as planned. But at this moment, Rodgers is not in their plans. That leaves two clear options: the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. The Steelers have been in constant communication with Rodgers and his camp, with multiple members of the organization involved in discussions. The Giants have reportedly offered more money, and Rodgers' familiarity with the area, having already lived in New Jersey, makes it an easier transition if he's only looking to play for one more season. But money is not the main factor here. Rodgers has earned plenty in his career and can afford to relocate for the best chance at winning. If winning is the priority, Pittsburgh makes far more sense than New York. Rodgers has expressed interest in playing for 2 more seasons, and while some sources claim the Steelers have only offered him a 1-year deal, others suggest a 2-year contract is still a possibility. The Steelers' roster is built to compete now, with a strong defense and newly added weapons on offense, including DK Metcalf. Unlike the Giants, who might draft a young quarterback like Shedeur Sanders with the 3rd overall pick, the Steelers would likely not take a quarterback until later rounds, if at all. That means Rodgers would have a clear path to be the unquestioned starter for at least 2 seasons. From a pure football standpoint, Pittsburgh is the better destination. The Giants lack elite offensive playmakers outside of Malik Nabers, and their offensive line is still a major question mark. In contrast, Pittsburgh has an improving O-line, a top-tier receiving duo in Metcalf and George Pickens, and a defense that remains one of the best in the league. Not to mention, Mike Tomlin is one of the most respected coaches in football, and Rodgers has spoken highly of him in the past. Rodgers' play last season was better than many believe. The Jets' offense was dysfunctional, lacking a clear identity and a reliable run game. Despite that, Rodgers still put up solid numbers. He remains an upgrade over Russell Wilson, primarily due to his quicker decision-making, ability to avoid sacks, and overall higher-level processing of the game. In Pittsburgh, he wouldn't need to be a savior. He would just need to be an efficient, smart quarterback who protects the ball, executes the offense, and takes advantage of the weapons around him. That's exactly what Tomlin is looking for. With the Vikings officially out of the mix, things could accelerate quickly. If Rodgers doesn't sign with the Steelers or Giants soon, retirement or waiting for a team with a real Super Bowl shot to lose their quarterback in training camp could become realistic options. However, with ongoing dialogue between Rodgers and Pittsburgh and the clear appeal of the Steelers roster, the signs are pointing in one direction. A decision could come as soon as tomorrow, and based on the current situation, the Pittsburgh Steelers seem like the most logical landing spot. The longer Rodgers delays, the more unpredictable things become. But if he truly wants to win now, Pittsburgh is the best fit. Stay tuned because things are moving fast, and this could break at any moment. As the days continue to unfold, the anticipation surrounding Aaron Rodgers' decision is only growing. With the Minnesota Vikings officially out of the equation, the landscape has shifted dramatically. While the initial speculation had many believing Rodgers would be waiting for the Vikings to make their move, it's now clear that the future Hall of Famer is left with 2 viable options: the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. Both franchises are strong contenders, but when analyzing the situation in depth, it's hard to see how Pittsburgh doesn't make the most sense for Rodgers, both on and off the field. The Steelers have a long-standing reputation for being a stable and competitive franchise, and this season is no different. With a roster that boasts one of the league's most promising young quarterbacks in Kenny Pickett, a defense led by the ever-imposing T.J. Watt, and a coaching staff that has proven its mettle year in and year out, the Steelers are on the cusp of something special. Adding a quarterback like Rodgers, who has already achieved everything there is to achieve in the league, could be the final piece of the puzzle for a team that's poised to make a deep playoff run. One of the primary factors that would make Rodgers' decision to join Pittsburgh so appealing is the team's ability to compete immediately. While the Giants have shown promise in recent years, they're still a work in progress. Their offense, though improved with the addition of playmakers like Darren Waller, still doesn't compare to the high-powered potential of the Steelers' offense, particularly with the addition of DK Metcalf, a game-breaking wide receiver. Having a weapon like Metcalf, along with a solid receiving core that includes George Pickens and Calvin Austin III, gives Rodgers a dynamic group of playmakers to work with, something that was lacking in his previous seasons with the Green Bay Packers. Moreover, the Steelers' offensive line, while not perfect, has shown flashes of promise and is expected to improve, providing Rodgers with enough time to survey the field and make precise throws. All signs point to this decision coming sooner rather than later. With the offseason winding down and the NFL draft on the horizon, the Steelers and Giants will continue to wait for Rodgers to make his move. If he chooses Pittsburgh, the Steelers' offseason will take on a whole new dimension, and the fan base will be buzzing with excitement. After years of playoff disappointments, Pittsburgh could finally have the piece it needs to return to Super Bowl contention. As for Rodgers, this could be the perfect final chapter in his storied career, one that sees him compete for championships in the twilight of his career with a franchise that's built to win now. All that remains is for the decision to be made. And with Rodgers, anything is possible. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a stunning twist that has left NFL fans buzzing, rumors are circulating that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in serious talks to trade for Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. The potential deal has sent shockwaves through the football world, especially considering Watson's recent struggles and injuries. But could this bold move be the answer the Steelers need to take their offense to the next level? The speculation is mounting, and fans are eager for details. Deshaun Watson, a former Pro Bowler and once considered one of the league's brightest young quarterbacks, has had a tumultuous time since his move to Cleveland. After a series of legal battles and a season-long suspension, Watson struggled to regain his elite form on the field. With the Browns failing to live up to expectations and Watson's Achilles injury sidelining him for the rest of the 2024 season, it seemed as though his time in Cleveland might be coming to an end. However, the Steelers, despite having a solid quarterback in Kenny Pickett, appear ready to make a move that could reshape their future. The Steelers' interest in Watson has raised many questions. Can the two-time Pro Bowler return to his previous form after multiple surgeries and a turbulent few years? Pittsburgh has been in search of a true leader to guide their offense, and some believe that a change of scenery could reignite Watson's career. But with the quarterback's future uncertain, especially after his recent Achilles re-injury, this trade would be a risky gamble for Pittsburgh. The Steelers' front office is reportedly in discussions with the Browns about a potential trade package, but no official deal has been confirmed. Sources suggest that Pittsburgh is offering a mix of draft picks and possibly a player or two in exchange for Watson. The complexity of the deal lies in Watson's hefty contract and the looming uncertainty over his long-term health. Will the Steelers be willing to take on such a massive commitment, or will they opt to stick with Pickett and develop him further? As the trade rumors continue to swirl, fans of both teams are left wondering, could Deshaun Watson really find redemption in Pittsburgh, or is this just another high-risk, high-reward move that could backfire? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain. This offseason promises to be one of the most dramatic in recent memory for both the Steelers and the Browns. Stay tuned as the saga unfolds. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.